Hello. I am at the Rose Park in Jungnang, Seoul. This is where the Rose Festival is held every May. Just as Seoul citizens visit Yeouido and Jamsil to see cherry blossoms in spring, people flock to this place in May when summer comes. You can't see it very well from here, but there are roses planted in the garden in front. There were so many people visiting. This neighborhood originally had only residential complexes, so it didn't have much character. In the 1990s, when the population of Seoul rapidly expanded, there was a shortage of housing. The government built a large number of apartment complexes so that people could commute to Jungnang, the economic center of Seoul. So many of the people living here commute to Jungnang in Seoul. It takes about 30 minutes by public transportation. I think there's a small show going on here. One of the Korean music genres is trot. While the K-pop genre is a genre preferred by Korean teenagers and those in their 20s, trot is a genre preferred by those in their 60s and older. There are so many people that it's hard to walk. The roses on the right are really noticeable. This neighborhood can be seen as the neighborhood where the most ordinary Seoulites live. The reason why the Rose Festival here became famous was because this neighborhood was so bland, so they tried to make an attractive tourist attraction by planting roses. They planted about 310,000 roses along the river. As time passed, it became a place where Seoul citizens come to see roses. If you look around, you can see matchbox-shaped apartment buildings everywhere. This is a typical Korean residential area. If you go just outside of the main tourist spots in Seoul, you can see apartments like this very often. It is common for ordinary middle-class people to live in apartments like this that are about 20 stories high. I don't know if that's why, but Korea is famous for being safe. With so many apartments, the population density is quite high. In particular, Seoul has the second highest population density after Hong Kong. That's why housing prices are expensive. Seoul has a large floating population, so it is easy to detect crimes, and there are CCTVs everywhere, making it difficult to commit crimes. Of course, Koreans have good civic consciousness, but when I was young, a thief broke into my house, and it was a mess. Some Koreans take pride in having good civic consciousness, but I don't think so. I think it's because it's an environment where even if you commit a crime, you'll be caught right away. If you look ahead, you can see a pop-up store. A temporary store is set up in front of an apartment building to sell items. Since it is common in Korea to have 1,000-unit apartment complexes, a pop-up store like this opens near an apartment building once a month. This time it seems like they set up a tent to coincide with the Rose Festival.
두 번째 와가지고 공원에서 내려와서 우리 저 개만 봤는데
I'm walking along the Rose Road. This road is about 4.5 kilometers long and is lined with roses. It's known as the longest rose road in Korea. I'm going to follow this road to the festival venue. It takes about 30 minutes to get there from here. But while I was filming, condensation suddenly formed on the camera lens and the front came out blurry. I worked hard to film it, but it's a shame.
너야.
그래서 목만 안 돼요.
정말 안 돼.
됐어, 가자. 가자.
여기 서봐. 이쪽으로, 안쪽으로 들어와. 안쪽으로 들어와. 여기 안쪽으로 들어와. 이쪽으로 들어와.
After walking along the Rose Road for about 30 minutes, an open road appeared. Here, on the right, there were canola flowers in bloom.
원래 이렇게 색깔이 이렇게. 색깔 가져야겠다. 진짜 신기하게 생겼다. 귀여워 진짜.
After taking a quick look at the rape blossoms, I continued walking along the road to the event venue. I could faintly see the event tents set up in the distance in front. I finally arrived at the venue. I saw a much larger tent than before. They were selling products made of roses. If you look to the left, you can see people wearing pink. They are members of the fan club of the famous Korean singer Song In. I found out later after filming the video that the singer is performing here in the evening. She is a very famous singer in Korea. She has appeared on famous TV programs. Surprisingly, she is more popular than BTS among Koreans in their 50s and older. To put it into perspective, it's like a very famous singer from the American country music genre coming to perform.
올라가실 분은 좌측으로 돌아서 올라가시기 바랍니다. 좌측으로 돌아서 천천히 이동하실게요.
내려가지 말라고?
아, 올라갈 사람은 올라가. 우리 올라가시면 됩니다.
When I got here, I could hear music. There was a stage set up in the distance. I think they were performing there. They were playing traditional Korean instruments. There's no one in the seats, but they're singing. Maybe they're rehearsing for the show that evening. I am standing on the bridge outside the venue. I can see the venue pavilion I was at in the distance in front of me. It was very noisy when I was there, but it is quiet here. The river here is called Jungnangcheon. The water flows towards the south, towards my back, and joins the Han River in Seoul. I'm about to finish my tour of the Rose Park and head back home. After looking around the festival, I was disappointed that the roses didn't bloom as much as I had hoped. It seems that the weather in Korea has gotten colder recently, so the blooming season has been delayed by about a week. That's the end of my video. Thank you for watching.